What's going on, guys? Mr.Alchemist here. Just wanted to make this video for you guys because I feel like a lot of people are going to be flocking into the meme coin space with this next leg coming up with the altcoin market and Bitcoin. And a lot of them are going to get sidetracked because of Solana. And the reason why I say that is because currently majority of the meme coin volume is on Solana, and there's nothing wrong with Solana as a blockchain. Okay. However, there are some things that point towards a more favorable positioning for XRP meme coins and NFTs when compared to Solana. And I wanted to just break that down for you guys because I feel like the more people that know this, you'd be able to benefit from this information. And that's my goal here, to try and just deliver value in any way possible. So the first thing I'm going to do for you guys is just break down the super cycle that we're currently in. So if you guys aren't aware already, the entire crypto market is in a 2017 or 2016 style super cycle at the moment. Okay. And that's true for the general crypto market, but my focus is more on XRP. And the reason why it's more on XRP is because the last bull run in the early 2020, 2021 time period, XRP had only had a retracement rally compared to other altcoins that went on full-blown bull runs. So this consolidation period that you're seeing here in this consolidation period it's almost, I think, 7 years. Let's see. Yeah, it's a multi-year consolidation, probably 5 to 7 years, somewhere in that range. And the last bull run, this price was suppressed. You can see this is where we topped out. So it was just a retracement rally from this top that we had in early 2018. Now, if you look at this fractal, which is just this area right here, so from this retracement rally all the way till this top, you can see that the price since the previous retracement rally has been following this historical fractal. And how fractals work is, especially when they're on a higher time frame, if a fractal has been accurate, right, as it moves along, then the probability of it deviating from that fractal is less and less likely. So in shorter words, the longer the fractal is accurate, the more you want to rely on it until there is a deviation in that fractal. So you can see the retracement high matches up to the fractal. We bottomed out here, the trend broke, and we consolidated for a while. This is the pump that happened when XRP got its non-security status in the SEC versus Ripple case, and we consolidated a little bit more, and then the first leg happened. Right, the first leg of leg number 1 in the super cycle. So what I mean by that is this part right here. From here to here, this is leg number 1 in the super cycle, which would be from this bottom to this top. Okay, so this would be leg 1, and this would be leg 2 of the super cycle. So we are currently halfway through leg 1. So if you look, we are halfway through the leg 1 of the XRP super cycle, and we have been consolidating here for quite a few months now, and we recently had a shakeout event. If you guys recall, this is where all the tariffs, uncertainty, the stock market crashing, all these things, the panic was very real in the market, and it happens to happen at a key swing low for the XRP chart, and you can see we did not close below it, we closed back above it. So I am of the opinion that the XRP chart has officially bottomed out, and we should be commencing our climb for the second part of leg 1 in the super cycle, which would be from here till here. If you guys were in the XRP meme coin space during leg 1, this is around the time when First Ledger launched, which is XRP's version of Pump Fund that they have on Solana. The reason why this is relevant because on this leg up is when First Ledger first came out, and that was the first main wave of volume that it had. Okay, and this next leg up that's anticipated, which I think is about to start any day now, it's going to yield the same opportunities, but the opportunities that it's going to provide, I believe, are going to be way more rewarding compared to Solana if you look at the opportunity cost, because a lot of the volume is currently on Solana. The last 24 hours, we've had about $2.4 billion in volume on Solana. On XRP, it's nothing compared to Solana. It's only 9 million, which is about a 290x away from just catching up to Solana. And for those who think that it's not going to catch up to Solana, I would like to remind you that XRP's fully diluted valuation is much higher than Solana. Where is it? The FDV is 215 billion. For Solana, it is 79 billion. So already it has Solana beat by more than 3x in FDV. Okay, and for those of you who know anything about XRP, you understand that XRP does not need the meme coin space at all. Okay, it's not built for meme coins. It is not positioned to cater to meme coins, at least from what Ripple has been building with their solutions. It's an enterprise grade chain, and it is built for institutions. If it was between a chain where it's heavily dependent on the meme coin scene versus it being dependent on institutional adoption, I would always pick the institutional chain, no questions asked. Okay, and the reason why I say that as if it's a benefit is because you want to be on a chain that's reliable for the long term, and it is also built to be adopted by enterprises, because you will get features such as trust lines. Trust lines on the XRPL are permissions you set with specific contract addresses. Compared to Solana, anybody who has your wallet address can just send you random shit. Okay, that is a recipe for disaster, and that leads me into my next point. The culture on Solana memes right now, it's very much PvP. XRP is PvP as well, but the growth potential there is way higher than it is on Solana right now. And you want to be positioned in plays that people are yet to go towards, not where the people already are. This is how you start making money in these markets. You don't want to go where the action already is. You want to position yourself earlier into things that the liquidity will flow into. Right now on Solana, every new pair gets launched. Every single streamer that streams these things buys it, and then their copy traders buy it as well. They use them as exit liquidity, and then the coins die. Because of the sheer volume of coins launching on Solana, it's that much more difficult for you to be able to filter for a play that has some potential behind it. And you guys might be thinking, oh, if there's only 9 million in volume on XRP, how are you going to make any money? The thing is, because there's a lot less coins launching on XRP, it is that much easier for you to see the plays that will run, because there are coins that have gone from 0 to 100 million market cap. For example, Army right here was the first one to have an all-time high of about $90 to $100 million in market cap. Okay, and XRP is, once again, almost triple the value of Solana's FDV, and with minimal volume, okay, compared to Solana. And if you look at the headlines that are coming in, with Ripple beating the SEC, a pro-crypto president, I can get into the more conspiracy stuff as well, like Nasara Jasara. All you need to know is that there is a new financial reset happening in real time, and we're living through that point where XRP is poised to be front and center with mass institutional adoption. That itself adds as a confluence to the narrative that would mean that this next leg is going to happen. Okay, so pretty much in simpler terms, the attention's going to be on XRP. The money is already on Solana. That is going to start pivoting towards XRP because that market has not yet matured, and it's ripe for them. It is ripe for new liquidity. And with each headline that's coming in favor of Ripple or XRP, there's more and more people that are excited to use the chain. And I'm here to tell you that the meme coins that you're trying to make life-changing wealth off of on Solana, they're going to be easier to spot on XRP for you. Okay, and the other thing is, because XRP was suppressed through the headlines, the cultural narrative around it is not the best. And those people who were open-minded enough to look into the technology, the people backing it and whatnot, that has led to a level of conviction in most XRP holders that you won't find anywhere else. And as a result of that, the meme coins that do take off on XRP, people are actually holding it for longer and for bigger prices than most people would on Solana. Solana, anything launches, they're just looking for the volume and the momentum behind it, and they don't care what happens with the token or the project. XRP, because people tend to do a lot more due diligence in their research, when they do finally invest in a meme coin, they hold it that much longer. So there is very much a perspective difference between the two chains and how most people play their cards. The other thing is, XRP also has NFTs. There's lots of projects launching on XRP Cafe, which is the go-to platform for NFTs on XRP. First Ledger is the platform for meme coins on XRP. Both of these platforms have been slowly climbing the ranks, and a lot of people are paying attention to it. I would highly recommend you guys, you don't have to do anything, and this is, again, not financial advice, but keep your eye open to it, because there are going to be lots of opportunities, especially with the next leg coming, that will be easier to capitalize on compared to trading on Solana. Solana is not going anywhere. This is not a FUD video on Solana. I'm just objectively trying to relay the different pros and cons regarding each chain. And I personally am of the opinion that the next meme coin season, or the main thing that's going to bring in a lot of retail investors, it is going to be on XRP. Because the second institutions start getting into it, which they already are, they're just not ready to disclose it yet, all of retail is gonna flock. And just this metric of 2.4 billion, which is nothing crazy for Solana. At its peak, I've seen it at 20 billion versus only 9 million for XRP. This shows you how much upside there is for XRP meme coins. If you guys want to know, which projects or which filters I use to find new pairs, or see which ones that I like that I want to put some money in and see if I can, make a few flips on it or whatever, you can join my Discord and message me there. I'm always active there. There's a bunch of people in there already. I'll have the link in the description. You guys can check it out. But this next leg up is going to be where a majority of the opportunities are going to be on XRP and the meme coin space particularly. The same thing that happened with BNB taking some of Solana's liquidity is going to happen on XRP, but it's going to be at a much bigger scale. And for those of you who don't know much about XRP, in 2017, 2018, historically the top of XRP always comes in when it has flipped Ethereum. Granted, it's temporarily, but it does flip Ethereum. So that will be the indicator that I'm looking at. And also I'll be gauging the public sentiment as we're coming into these highs, because the more and more euphoric we get, that's how you can kind of gauge that we'll be coming towards the end of the meme coin cycle. But the opportunities are endless, guys. If you have more questions, comment them below. If you like the video and want to hear more breakdowns, or want to know which projects I'm eyeing or anything, just message down below, like and subscribe the video, and follow me on my X. It's Mr.Alchemist XRP. The link will be in the description. Yeah, I'll see you guys next time.